All right, welcome in, junior devs. Grab a seat. Today, I'm kind of stepping into the role of your seasoned senior dev, and I am super excited because I'm going to share a massive industry secret with you all. We're talking about unlocking free, limitless AI coding using MiniMax 2.5 and Claude Code. No gatekeeping here, just pure structured knowledge to totally level up your workflow. So, look, I know the struggle. We've literally all been there. You're probably asking yourself right now, is my laptop just way too weak for local AI models? You hear everyone hyping up these massive local models like Ollama, right? But then you actually try to run it on an older machine, and suddenly the fans sound like a jet engine taking off, everything freezes, and your productivity just grinds to a complete halt. It's incredibly frustrating, and honestly, it kind of feels like you're just being priced out of the latest tech. But hey, don't sweat it, because today we are bypassing that entirely. Here is our masterclass syllabus for the day. We'll hit the hardware problem, MiniMax versus Opus, getting the key, patching settings, VS Code config, and finally, the proof. We're going to break this all down step by step for Windows, Linux, and Mac. All right, jumping right into our first lesson, Section 1, the hardware problem. Here's the hard truth of it. Sure, free local setups do exist, but local models absolutely require powerful GPUs. And without them, you simply can't build real-world applications quickly. If your hardware is lagging, that super fast, agentic, vibe coding workflow we all want, where the AI practically writes the whole app for you, it's basically impossible. You end up waiting agonizing minutes just for a single line of code, and that's just not going to cut it. We definitely need a better way. So let's move right along to Section 2, MiniMax versus Opus, because this is where I get to introduce you to our secret weapon. We are talking about a totally cloud-based model called MiniMax 2.5. If we look at the benchmark data, the red bar representing MiniMax is competing directly with, and in some benchmarks, literally exceeding, the top-tier Anthropic Opus 4.5 and 4.6 models, which are those gray bars. Getting this insane level of speed and quality without needing a massive, expensive local GPU, that is an absolute game changer. But why are we really using it? Well, it comes down to cost. Anthropic Opus carries a pretty steep price tag, $5 per million input tokens and a massive $25 per million output tokens. But MiniMax 2.5? Zero. Zero input cost, zero output cost. You are getting top-tier, agentic coding performance for absolutely nothing. It's wild. Okay, so how do we actually hook this all up? Let's dive into Section 3, getting the key. Time for some over-the-shoulder mentorship. First things first, make sure you have Claude Code installed globally via your terminal using the command npm install-g at anthropic.ai/Claude Code. Once you've got that set, getting access to our free environment is super straightforward no matter what OS you're on. Just open up your browser, search for OpenCode install, and once you hit the site, look for the Get Started with Zen button. Click that, and then just log in via Google or GitHub. Easy enough, right? Whoa, stop right there, though. This is absolutely critical. Do not click the Enable Billing section. Seriously, as your mentor, I am warning you. If you click that, it's going to ask for money or start pushing paid models on you. Just ignore it completely. Stay entirely out of that billing section. Instead, just scroll right on down the page. Like our source points out, MiniMax 2.5 is fully free, and literally no credit card details are needed at all. You'll see the API key sitting right there on your screen. All you got to do is copy that key straight to your clipboard. All right, now that we have the key secured, let's jump to Section 4, patching settings. Let's fire up that terminal. This is where we kind of wire the matrix. We're going to patch Claude Code to point it away from the paid Anthropic API and directly toward our free OpenCode environment. So in your terminal, if you're on a Mac or Linux, you'll type cd:/.claude. On Windows, it's going to be cd%userprofile%/.claude. Once you're there, open up the settings.json file. Now, you just need to change the Anthropic base URL to the OpenCode URL, manually set that model name to MiniMax 2.5, and finally paste in the API key you just copied. But really quick, before we jump back into the code, a very strict security reminder from your senior dev. Treat your API keys exactly like passwords. Never share them, never accidentally show them in a screen recording, and please do not commit them to a public repository. Keep them completely locked down to prevent any misuse. Moving right along, let's tackle Section 5, VS Code config. Now, I know some of you prefer a slick extension interface rather than staring at a terminal UI all day, and hey, that is perfectly fine. If you already happen to have the Claude extension installed in VS Code, we actually need to do a quick little trick to force it to recognize our new patched settings. Go over to your VS Code Extensions tab, search for Claude, and just uninstall it completely. Make sure that Anthropic logo totally vanishes from your UI. Then simply hit reinstall. This basically forces a full refresh of the API environment. Once it refreshes, you get immediate visual confirmation that it worked. When you open up the extension and click to select a model, you won't be defaulting to those super expensive models like Opus or Sonnet anymore. Instead, you'll see your newly selected default locked and loaded, MiniMax 2.5 free. Boom, fully integrated. Okay, time for our final technical lesson, Section 6, the proof. Let's actually verify that this whole system is working perfectly. Let's run a quick live test. We open up the prompt and just ask it, which model are you running? And man, it doesn't even pause to think for a full second. It fires back with lightning speed. I am running MiniMax 2.5 free. This is a lightweight model optimized for efficiency and cost effectiveness. Awesome. The patch was a total success. And honestly, here is the absolute ultimate victory. Even after testing the model, running a bunch of prompts, and literally asking it to build a sample Minecraft application right there in the editor, we go back, check the OpenCode dashboard, and the total amount spent? Exactly $0. You are officially doing high-level agentic AI coding entirely on their dime. But hey, as your senior dev, I do have to give you a quick reality check. Why exactly is this incredibly powerful, top-notch model just completely free right now? Well, the catch is that it's a limited-time promotion. The OpenCode team is running this specifically to collect user feedback and improve their model. We really have no idea if this is going to last a week, 6 months, or a year. Which actually brings me to my final and arguably most important mentor lesson for today. As the source wisely points out, you pay with your data. You might not be paying with actual dollars, but your data is absolutely being used to train and refine this system. So please, never, ever share personal information, sensitive data, or proprietary company code with these free promotional models. Use it to learn, use it to test things out, and build general apps, but keep your secure private data completely out of it. So, I'm going to leave you with this challenge today. Are you ready to build unlimited applications for free? Because you now have the exact blueprint to bypass those annoying hardware limitations, leverage a top-tier cloud model, and dramatically accelerate your coding speed, all without spending a single dime. Take advantage of this setup right now while the promotion lasts, build some amazing stuff, and most importantly, keep learning. Catch you next time.